because of how old we are and what generation we're in and what we're all trying to do, we have our unique challenge with this generation, which is just being completely overwhelmed. You know, it's like we went to school and then we got kicked out and now we're here and we're like, fuck, what am I supposed to be doing right now? You know, and no one's telling us, and you know, a lot of people are criticizing us, or they're not really giving us much help, and they expect us to do something, and we're left with all these tools but no instructions. It's like going to IKEA and having all the pieces but no instructions. You know, like, yeah, social media is the new way you can connect with the world. Like, yes, obviously, but how? Like, what does that mean? So I think that that this will be your challenge. And if you take away one thing from this meetup, it's just like, take a step back from what you're doing, and I want everyone tonight to just do some deep strategic work. I want you to sit, get some tea, you know, we all had enough caffeine. Get some herbal tea and sit and really do some deep strategy work on your life. Like, what does ideally my week look like? Am I focusing on the things that are really important, or do I find myself constantly pulled in other directions? Are there things that I'm doing that someone else could be doing? Are there things that I'm doing that no one should be doing and I should get rid of? Really do some deep work. And the way I think of it is, rather than always being in warrior mode, you have to understand how to go into commander mode too. You have to be able to understand the strategic approach to your life so that the things you're doing are in line with what you want. Sometimes you have priorities that you think that you want, but your day-to-day activities don't line up with what those things are, you know? So I would encourage everyone to do that strategic work. And check out Foresight too, and I'll release it next week. Cool. Next Tuesday.
Got a question.
Yeah.
When you first started selling info products, when did you, as far as like webinars, do you ever do a recorded thing, or is it always live? Do you recommend just doing it live every week, or is there a certain schedule where you push what you're telling them about, and then on a certain day you realize that that day was the best to then give the webinar, or do you have a certain process to that, or?
I've done so many webinars, man. I've done so many. I've done hundreds of webinars. I've done live ones. I've done like hybrid ones where it's like me jumping on the beginning, like, hey guys, just here in my da-da-da, and I'm gonna play this recording for you. So like hybrid. I've done completely automated ones. I haven't found like a significantly better time of the day or week. I haven't necessarily found that live is always better, because depending on how many people are coming to it, it can be fine to do automated, but I prefer to do live because I feel like it just creates a better relationship. But I also think that like you should think about how to, if you're gonna do a webinar, think about how to make it really great and really creative, because since we have so much access to live streaming now, it's not as sexy as it used to be. Like 3 years ago, before you could really live stream, to get on live with somebody and see their face talking in real time was like a bigger deal. Now everyone can do it. So you have to have a very compelling reason for people to want to show up. And when they get there, their attention span's even shorter because of what we've been conditioned to do now. So keep that in mind and think of what you'd want as an attendee. So like, for example, this is in my Alpha program, but I do live mentorship meetings every week, and they're essentially webinars. But I'm live on there, we're on Zoom, and I'll have an intermission in the middle of it, and I'll do like a quick Q&A, and I'll give out some Amazon gift cards to people who answer questions and people who will help. Just enough to like keep the energy going, keep the momentum. Like, think about how live presentations happen. When you go to a play, they give you a break in the middle and they give you some things to do, they give you some activities. Like, think about how you'd make it into more of a performance than just a webinar, and I think you'll be able to create more energy and attention around it, and that will do better.
Okay. Should there be maybe like a, I like to ramble, I guess, so
yeah.
Should I have set a time for it where I just certain flow that I should, or you know, should stick to, or you notice that after a certain period of time, maybe an hour, if people are like, I've been on webinars before after like 45 minutes.
Is it a sales webinar?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you gotta get to it. We don't have time.
Oh, so I need to get straight.
Yeah, you lay out your slides, and in the beginning when you're still working on it, write a whole script and read the script, even if it sounds weird, so that you can get your pacing down. People don't understand, when I'm really in webinar mode and I'm like doing webinars for real, I have a whole script. I will time how long it takes me. Not only will I time how long the whole webinar takes me, I'll time how long the intro takes. Okay, this takes 15 minutes. How long is the content? At what point do I start the close? At what point do I open the cart? And I will say it to myself out loud with the energy that I'm gonna have, with the inflection that I'm gonna have, with my notes printed out on the side while I'm looking at the screen. It's a full thing. And I know exactly how long it's gonna take, so that way I know at the 45-minute mark, the sale starts, so I can see how many people are on here at the 45-minute mark, how many people convert.